So Advanced Quest Part 16 is live over here on the NA side of things, and you may be saying, well ZTL, I don't do any farming, I don't farm free quests, why should I care about this? Well, this anniversary we're going to be getting missions for Advanced Quest, 9 Saint Quartz for every 3 Advanced Quests that you've been doing. And so to make sure that everybody has the maximum amount of Saint Quartz whenever anniversary does drop, you could just collect all those juicy Saint Quartz. I've been putting out these guides to help you through each of the Advanced Quests as they drop. And this round is not super bad, at least for the opening one. Some of the other ones might be a little bit more annoying. The Babbage one, if you look on the wiki, there's no information, but don't worry, I'm going to give you all the deets in this video. So, as per usual, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's start diving into the first one, the Spriggan fight. Now, this one is really simple. I mean, you see that I just loaded up with a team of archers. What you would like to do is just bring in a bunch of servants that have quick or arts decks. Archers are pretty good because they're super effective against the sabers, so they're not going to die very quickly, and most of them are rocking double quick, double arts decks. So you have a really good hodgepodge of quick and arts cards, because while you could try to brute force your way through this fight, and you know, if you want to do that, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, by all means, go ahead and do that. But the only thing you have to do against this fight is the board spirit, the one on the right. You just got to hit him with 3 quick chain. The spirit with too much free time, you hit that guy with 3 arch chains, they both leave, like they're gone. As soon as you get the 3 arch chains on one, that guy leaves. As soon as you get the 3 quick chains on the other guy, he leaves, or whatever order you want to do it in. The run I had recorded before this actually went pretty well, but the one that I had to redo because my recording wasn't actually recording, I think this is pretty just basic good RNG, because I was able to just get this done in the minimal amount of turns required, that being 6 turns. Now, you might be thinking, ZTL, why are you not using your NPs? You have quick and arts NPs, and I'm glad you brought that up. If you use the NPs, the trees get mad, and then they just start juicing themselves up. They get a whole bunch of attack, they get a whole bunch of defense, and it's just really annoying. I'm not planning on trying to be here for 85 years fighting these guys. I'm just trying to show the basic way to get it done. So, really not all that hard to do. There is also a demerit. If you do decide to defeat one of the trees, the other one will get really mad. I don't really think that should be a concern, like just don't click your skills so you don't accidentally have too much crit damage or something on your Super Orion or whatever. If you're bringing that guy for some reason, even though pretty sure he has a triple buster deck, don't know why you would do that, but just hit them with the chains and it's literally free Saint Quartz. Like, it's a free completion of an advanced quest. It's super easy. Get yourself a nice CE. Now strap in for some of the other ones. Now, you could engage with the mechanics of the Babbage fight, you know, managing the different steam vents to give yourself buffs, debuff the enemy, all that good stuff, or you could just blow this guy up. And I've done this one twice. So I did it in a free-to-play setup where I just brought in the Rider Liz, nothing special. She's not even 10-10-10, she's 9-9-9, no lores required. Although, admittedly, I was packing some pretty strong supports, but if you do have some really good supports, just pick somebody that can do some Mondo damage, whether it's your strongest single target Rider, Berserker, Alter Ego even, just anybody that can trounce on a caster. Bring them in there, waste the first turn of Babbage's turn, because you will get attack and NP debuffed as soon as you go into the fight, but after you do the first turn, the other little hand thing will debuff, cleanse you, and all that good stuff, and then you're free to just blow him up on the second turn. He's got no defensive buffs active either. He gives himself a bunch of offensive buffs. What a loser. We're gonna blow this dude up. So I did it once with Liz, but I also thought it would be remiss of me to not attempt it with my NP5 Morgan, because, well, Babbage is a man attribute enemy, and whenever I see that, I know I gotta at least test Baby Girl Morgan against it. And to nobody's surprise, she was absolutely cooking this dude up. I mean, she butt blasted that dude for 4 million damage. He doesn't even have 2 million HP, so sometimes I think my Morgan is a little bit cooked, and then other times I'm like, wow, this servant is really strong. I'm glad I invested in Morgan stocks. I'm glad that I like saber faces so much that I was like, yep, this is the servant that I'm gonna die on a hill for. But yeah, realistically, just bring whatever strong servants you have. The mechanic is like really unintuitive to try to do. I tried to do it once on JP, but then when I realized you could just blow him up, it's like, is there a point in explaining like what the little hands do, and you know, Babbage is regenerating the whole time and being like, well, if you do this and this, knowing the FGO player base, it's way more annoying to try to do that and manage the fight than if I just said, bring big guy, nuke the guy into the ground. You know, just bring whoever you got. because even if your NP doesn't take the guy out, you still have the follow-up crits, and even if you're lacking, you know, an Oberon or something, perhaps you've got a Scotty, a Ruler Scotty perhaps, or you're rocking the full shebang with the art setup and you've just got literally any of the decent DPSs, you could definitely take this guy out, especially because Babbage has a couple of things that you're able to exploit. Yes, namely, he is a man attribute enemy, so anybody that you have in your Chaldea that's good against man attribute enemies is going to be cooking. Chaotic. Anybody that has chaotic power mod is going to be really strong against this dude, which I'm sure all of the archetype Earth enjoyers will be like, alright, finally, this is my chance to show off my archetype Earth clear. And you know what, if you get archetype Earth to clear this, I'm pretty sure she could do it really easily as long as you just give her a decent setup, but you know what, if you do it, pop off, feel justified. I mean, even if you don't want to do it now, Berserker Castoria, who's going to be coming out in a couple of months, can easily cock this guy's clock off, so if you want to use her, she's also pretty good for this. I mean, he is also a 7 Knight servant, so if you did pull for Draco, we all know how Draco does against these types of dudes. I mean, you don't even need her to be NP5. I'm pretty sure at like NP2, you should easily clear this. If not NP1 with a really good crit chain and just optimal support. So you've probably got somebody that can one-tap this dude. 1.7 mil sounds like a lot of HP, but then when you think about all the supports you have, the potential Black Grail that you should have picked up last anniversary, or maybe that you pulled if you weren't playing during that time, and then just how strong some of our servants are, you could just take the whole mechanic, throw it in the bin, and then just blow this guy up. Now, this last fight against Dino Mommy can be played in one of two ways. You can either be nice and give her some great service, or you can be like me and kind of just take the whole mechanic, throw it in the bin, and just bring your Morgan team setup and just brute force your way through it, which really wasn't all that difficult. What you're supposed to do is take a lot of attacks. You're supposed to show a lot of stamina and dexterity. You know, you're tanking all of her attacks. You're letting her care for herself, polishing her nails and stuff, which is what I did on the JP side of things when I wanted to do this properly, but because my NA is a little bit more yoked, I thought I could just strut up in here with all my good supports and CEs and whatnot and absolutely bend this advanced quest over backwards, and turns out I was absolutely correct. If you have the Ronnie CE, it makes this fight a lot easier. If you are lucky enough to have it, it gives you Pierce defense and a special power mod against Berserkers, so not only are you doing bonus damage against her because, well, she's a dinosaur, she's a Berserker, but also all that extra defense she's given herself doesn't matter. Now, one thing that you are going to run into is that eventually if you break her bar a little too early, she's going to give herself a bunch of guts, and you still got to sit around during that, but as you'll see in my gameplay, eventually that will wear off after Dino Mommy has done enough attacks and whatnot. She'll remove her guts off of herself, so you're gonna get there anyway. It's just a matter of, do you want to be nice and play the CQ as it was intended, or do you just want to click buttons and get your Sancor? If you've got any type of servants that are decent at sustainability, you got some survivability guys, they'll be great for this. Again, your Merlins, your Lady Avalons, perfect. Sustainability, name of the game, but you are gonna need a way to make sure you don't get one shot by her, as she is stacking a lot of attack, and she is a Berserker, so do also make sure that you are trying to put forth some type of strategy to survive. You know, whether that be a Castoria, which is like the simple and easiest way to do it, or you can just do some kind of defensive strategy, like maybe you go back to the olden days, you pull out the Mash, you pull out the Bedivere, you pull out the Waver, and you just hurtle down. Maybe you crack out your Boudica because she gives defense on her NP. Maybe you do that and you put your DPS in the back, so once you've done all the advanced quest nonsense, then your DPS can come in and just clean out the fight and just beat her, basically. Just be done with the fight. However you want to do it. But I like doing all these advanced quest guys because I can really show that, look, if I can do it, and sometimes I don't even abide by the advanced quest rules, and it's not like I NP5 all of my units. I know the Morgan you're seeing right now is NP5, but most of my characters are not NP5. Dude, I'm still trying to finish skilling up some of my characters, you know? Like, all the important ones are done, but I'm suffering from success out here. Not enough QP to go around for all these random servants that want to jump into my summons. So that being said, it's not some crazy, oh, if you have NP5 Geschlugermeyer over here and you got 85 supports, you can one-turn this. It's like, nah, if you just have a decent strategy, this is what they're doing, if you're prepared for it, you can beat it. And I mean, that's most FGO fights, right? If you run into them blind, you might get your butt blasted, but if you know that, oh, this guy's going to be spamming invincibility, let me just slap on a Pierce Invincibility CE, you'll have a much easier time. FGO really is the knowing is half the battle. It really just is that statement. But hopefully these guides are helpful for you guys. And usually I see that in the comments, people are like, thanks for showing me the clear, or hey, I don't have this servant, would this work? We do have our Discord link down in the description down below. So if you are looking at your box and wondering what would be the easiest way for you to take down some of these advanced quests, by all means, join the Discord, go to the Yugioh channel, you'll get some help. Somebody can help you out. If it's not gonna be me, it'll be one of the hundreds of people that we have in the Discord. Also, as just a heads up, I know people have not seen any streams this past week. I'm gonna be pretty busy for the next 2 weeks, so I'm gonna put a pause on streaming. If I'm able to get any streams done, that'll be great, but just don't count on them. I don't know if I have the time to slip them in, but after next week, we should be all good to return to the fun times. Back to streaming, back to doing all the FGO, doing all the Wuthering Waves, the Nikkei, the Arc Knights whenever I get around to it. All that good stuff. I just didn't want anybody freaking out, being like, is he quit streaming again? It's like, no, I'm just getting a little bit busy. But don't worry, the daily uploads are still gonna continue. If life gets busy, the streams might take a hit, but I'm never giving up on the daily uploads. So expect to see those in your sub boxes. And with all that being said, like, subscribe, all the good things, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, light, guys.